Here's another video on writing hypothesis statements. Here's our example. According to a national survey in 2023, 60% of American workers said they're living paycheck to paycheck. A governor believes it is significantly higher in her state. A random sample of 600 workers in her state revealed that 381 report living paycheck to paycheck. Is this strong evidence to support the governor's belief? So when I first read hypothesis testing questions, I often ask, is this about a proportion or a mean? Well, as I read through, I can see that we have a percentage given, this fact that 60% of Americans said they're living paycheck to paycheck. And if I think about that question that the survey asked, the people are simply answering yes or no. So it's a qualitative variable. Qualitative variables typically we use proportions when we work with them. So it looks like it's leaning towards proportions here, as well as I can see that there are no units in this problem. There's no mention of the word mean or average. So I think we are set on declaring this a problem or hypothesis question that revolves around testing proportions. So I have put P in the hypothesis statements for population proportion. So the national survey revealed that 60% live paycheck to paycheck. So that value 0.60, I'm going to write it as a proportion when I put it into the actual hypothesis statements, will be in both statements, the null and the alternative. The other thing that we need to determine is what our alternative hypothesis would say. And as I have in others, I also want to bracket off the evidence, the information they collected in order to test this. And again, those numbers do not make it in any form to the actual hypothesis statements. We can see that ours is 0.60. That number is outside of those brackets. And we can also see that outside of those brackets, we also have this belief that the governor, she thinks it's higher in her state. So if I read that, she's going to believe the proportion is higher or greater than. So that is the symbol that goes in our alternative hypothesis. So here we have it. We have our hypothesis statements that frame out this question. We're not working it completely. We're just focused in on this first step of writing our hypothesis statements as a symbolic pair. Thanks for listening.